Do you prefer spontaneous sex or planned sex? Recently, there's a study done by the New York University. They studied more than 300 adults. Not surprisingly, most people think, well, if the sex is spontaneous, it must be more satisfying and more hot. Then, this research team studied another 100 couples to understand their true sexual experience under different situations. Guess what? No matter it's spontaneous sex or planned sex, they're actually equally satisfying. So let's imagine you and your partner may have some sex issues recently. You try to find a way to spice it up, to make it better, to improve your relationship. So planned sex is something pop up online a lot if you search it. Can planned sex really save your relationship? If you go to a sex therapist, pay for their advice, what would a certified sex therapist say to you? I'm Dr. Yishan, a licensed psychologist, sexologist, and board-certified sleep expert. Let's find out the answer from my colleague, Dr. England, a licensed therapist and certified sex therapist.
And it's interesting because so many people try to have sex at the end of the day, and we're the most tired at the end of the day. And fatigue is a huge arousal killer for most people, men and women.
I did some small surveys among my own audience, mostly are Asians. I asked them what's the top number one reason, right? They said no to sex, to their partners. I'm tired, I'm sleepy, actually is the number one for most people.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
So sometimes planning sex is really a smart thing to do. And you can plan it for a time of the day when you are going to be more in the mood and you're more rested. Some people respond and say, sex should always be spontaneous. We shouldn't plan sex. And I say back, well, when you go to a restaurant, is that food good? Do you have a good meal? And they always say, well, yeah, I'm eating out. I'm at a restaurant. Of course it's good. And I say, well, did you plan that? Or did you just spontaneously go to a restaurant? And oftentimes, we're planning it. We're making a reservation and there's no difference. So sex can be wonderful when it's planned. And many people have to plan sex. If they're taking Viagra or Cialis or one of those PDE5 inhibitors, they have to plan sex. A lot of people have to plan sex because they have small children, and they have to work around their children's schedules and make sure that there's going to be no interruptions.
I love that. Planned sex can be awesome too.
I always try to tell my clients is transitioning from being non-sexual to being sexual. Okay, so we don't just say like 1 minute we're not interested in having sex and the next minute, oh, well, we plan sex, let's go have sex. No, you have to do things to transition yourself. And a lot of times those things are up here because your brain is your biggest sex organ. Okay, so it might be things like, I'm going to think about my partner. I'm going to think about their touch. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to put on something that makes me feel attractive. This is from a woman perspective. I'm going to put on some music, light a candle. You're doing things that tell your brain we're transitioning from being non-sexual into being sexual. And when people do this, they find more success in building their arousal. Because many women don't have what we call spontaneous desire. They're not just sitting there and out of the blue, they feel sexual. Whereas for many men, that's what they feel. Now, women may have had that when they were younger. So when they're older, they suddenly think that they don't have desire. Well, it's that their desire has shifted. It's shifted from this spontaneous desire into what we call responsive desire. And what that is once your partner starts touching you, you then start to respond with desire. You then start to want to have sex, right? So transitioning to sex is a way to start building your desire. So you're riper, you're ready for that responsive desire.
Wow, this reminds me of a technique we use in sleep world to build a buffer time before bedtime to transit into sleep, right? And because you need to get yourself feel sleepy, basically connect your brain with your body signals. And for sex sounds so similar. You need to carve out some space and time to allow yourself slowly build up this sexual being inside of yourself. So after this conversation, do you still believe spontaneous sex is the best sex? If you want to improve your own sex life, or if you're too busy you never have time for sex anymore, give this a try. Go home, plan out the sex for the next 1 month, and then leave me a comment, let me know how it goes. Well, thank you for watching. If you like my channel, please consider like and subscribe. You can also subscribe our email newsletter, and we will send out information about mental health, sexual health, and sleep health. I'm Dr. Yishan. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.